What's going on, kings and queens? This is Max coming to you for my second YouTube video. And for everybody that watched the first video, that hit that like button, that hit subscribe, you know what? You guys rock, and I really appreciate that. And I want to say a big thank you and a much appreciated. So today's talk is going to be about how to get over failure, how to get over the fear of failure, to be honest with you. So this is pretty much from my perspective and what I've gone through. But before I touch on that, I just wanted to touch on one little thing. I wanted to talk about the whole word kings and queens. So why do I use the word kings and queens? One, you already know from the previous video when I explained that this channel is about a majestic lifestyle and you guys are royalty. You guys deserve to be the best. And I'm a person that love to see the best in everybody. And so therefore, I call you guys kings and queens because I think you guys are the best. I believe there are too many people walking around who can achieve a lot more in their lives, but because they don't have enough people in their corner that actually believes in them, so they think that they are less than. So for years now, I've been using the word queen, and mostly related to my Black and African and Haitian and my sisters from the African diaspora. But a queen could be from any background, to be honest with you, black, white, and other. Because if you know what, if you look at yourself as the best, you are the best, period. And also those that know that we are his children, we know that because we are his children, we are all kings and queens. So where did the king part come from? So last year, I started to follow this guy by the name of Jay Morrison, Mr. Real Estate. If you've never heard of him, definitely check him out. He's got good things to learn about how to get into real estate, how to improve your life, things of that nature. So he was the first person that I've ever heard use the word kings and queens. And at first it was like, especially us, us brothers, we're not really comfortable with calling each other kings. Now we'll call each other all types of negative words, but kings, we're not really down with that. But little by little, I started to embrace it, and I realized, you know what? Yeah, why not? People are comfortable using all types of negative words, some that start with N, H, and all types of things. But how many people will use positive and uplifting words to use towards one another? And you know what? I've never cared to use the negative words. I'd rather see the best in you and use words that affirm and uplift you. So that is why on this channel, The Majestic Lifestyle, I'll be using the word kings and queens. Now, on to the part about fear of failure. Now, this is based on my experience. There are so many different ways to get over failure, but for me, what I've noticed is that some of these other ways didn't work for me. One thing I'll tell you about life is this. A lot of people try to pigeonhole others and to say, this is the only path. You've got to do this. No, you don't. There's different ways for different people to get different results, all the same results. So if we're trying to get from A to B, some people are going to go in a straight line while other people are going to kind of zigzag and get all over the place. So I'm here to tell you, this is not the only way, but it's my way. And I hope for somebody out there, this can be of help. So how to get over failure? Here's the first thing I will tell you. You have to be honest with yourself. You've got to be honest with yourself. So why do I say that? If you can't be real with yourself, you don't have a foundation to build on. Because in life, you can't rush stages. You have to build a solid foundation. And once you have the solid foundation, then you can start to build on top of that. So that's why I say build a solid foundation by being honest with yourself. And what do I mean by that? So, for example, let's say you're not good in math, but you want to be a mathematician. Be honest with yourself. Don't go around saying, well, I'm a mathematician and I don't need any help. No. If you want to be excellent in math and you know you're not good in math, you have to have a realistic assessment of where you are in order to know where you have to go. Same thing with anything else. Like if you want to be a bodybuilder, but you hate exercising, be honest with yourself. You can't be a bodybuilder. You don't like exercising. Or if you want to be a truck driver, but you hate driving, get off the road, get out of the way. That's not for you. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you have to be honest with yourself. Same way on some deeper level, if people think you're lazy, if people think you're a failure, if people think you're weak, you're soft, whatever it is, start by doing a self-analysis. Realize, forget the voices, realize who you are and where you are. Because once you know who you really are, what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? Because believe me, everybody has strengths and weaknesses. For one person, they could be great at math. Another, they can be great at medical stuff. Another, IT, they have it down pat. But for you, it could be art, it could be music, whatever. Everyone has different strengths. Don't ever allow somebody to make you feel less than because they've mastered something and you're not good at that. Because you know what? If you were fully confident and you studied that thing, maybe you could be as good as them. Now, some people excel at some things, but you could still be good at it if you took the time to learn it. So therefore, be honest with yourself. Take a self-assessment. Where do I need to grow? What do I need to become better at? What is it I'm already good at? Because you have to be proud of yourself for the things you're good at and your strengths, and take your weaknesses and say, okay, well, this is what I need to work on. This is what I need to build. So that's step one. Step two is to get rid of the noise. Get rid of outside noise. Because you know what? In life, you can have a lot of people talking in your head. You should do this. You should do that. You need to be here. You need to be there. But guess what? If that's not where you want to be, what's the point? If that's not what you want to do, what's the point? At the end of the day, you have to be true to yourself. And sometimes in life, now, don't get me wrong, not everybody's in a place where they need to get rid of the people around them. Sometimes that's just for certain people. You need to get rid of the people around you that are speaking into your life or talking to you about, go do here, be a nurse, go do this, go into the medical school, go to IT, go do this. Because sometimes that may not be your path. So at times, and this is for the person that you've tried a whole bunch of different things and it's not working. Well, you know what? Sometimes you just need to get rid of the outside noise to find what you love and what your path is. So that's number one, two. Number one, be honest with yourself and assess who you are. Number two, get rid of the outside noise. Now, once you get rid of the outside noise, you can start thinking for yourself. You can start to find your own voice. And with that, number three comes the next step. You need to start putting in positivity. All right. And how do you do that? Well, simple. We live in an information age. There's so much information everywhere, but people don't like to do that. People like to sit down, and a lot of times you hear people walk around with music all the time, or they just want to chill and play video games. No, get some knowledge. Get you some knowledge. Get some positivity and some knowledge in your head. How do you do that? Well, go read a book. You say, okay, you've never read a book in your life, and every time you try, you can't do it. That's okay. You know when I read my first book? At the age of 34, I believe, or 30. That's when I completed my first book. And that was the book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, a book that I highly recommend, by the way. It took me over a year to get to the point where I could read it, but I stopped listening to other people, and I said, you know what? I realized that people who are successful read, so I'm going to push myself and I'm going to learn how to read. And since then, I've read a number of books, but I still haven't mastered reading because my goal is to get to the point where I read one book a month. I haven't mastered that, to be honest, but I'm not going to give up. I keep going. I keep trying. And every time I fail, I get back up. So read. You could read books. You could do audio books, and you could do YouTube, Google search. There's so much information out there. Start picking up books from people who've already done it and learn from them. So therefore, you'll be putting positivity and knowledge into your brain as you start to get rid of the negativity. Step 4, take a step. I don't care what the step is. I really don't care. Take a step, because you know what? A lot of people will try to tell you that you have to take this gigantic step. No, you don't. Take even the smallest step. If you take the smallest step, that will have an effect. Because if you want to go from point A to point B, I don't care if it's a mile or 10 miles away, you can get there by doing one step at a time. So you know what? Take just one step. And every time you take a step, you're getting closer and closer to your goal. And the other thing that happens is you build in confidence. Because here's one thing about life. There's no such thing as standing still. It's either you're going forward or you're going backwards. So whenever you stop, you're actually sliding backwards. So what I want you to do is just take the smallest step. Now for you, it could be whatever. It could be, I'm going to get up every morning at such and such time. Or I'm going to have 4 glasses of water every day. Take the smallest positive step. I'm going to read 3 pages a day. Or I'm going to put $1 away for savings. It doesn't matter what it is. Or if you want to be an artist, I'm going to watch 1 YouTube video per day to be an artist. Or learn music, whatever it is. If you want to be the greatest IT mind out there, take a step to watch 1 video or learn 1 thing a day. Doesn't matter what it is. So all I want you to do is take 1 step, because with every step you take, you become, your mind grows and you start to become more, what's the word I'm looking for? You start to become more assured of yourself. Your confidence will grow. So just take a step. And like I said, it doesn't matter what it is. Whether it's, I'm going to do 10 push-ups a day, I'm going to walk every day, but just be consistent. And every time you fail, it doesn't matter. Next day, next week, start back up. Start back up. Don't ever quit. Keep going for it. Okay? Number 5, repeat. Learn to always reassess yourself. Be honest with yourself. Right? Learn to get rid of negative noise. Take positive, put in positive knowledge, right? And take a step forward. Become more and more consistent. If you do that little by little, I guarantee you're going to grow in confidence. And it doesn't matter if it takes a month, a year, or 10 years. As long as you keep getting back up. Every time you get back up, you're going to become stronger. You're going to become better. So just take a step. And today, I'm going to give you a bonus. The bonus is simply this. Seek like-minded individuals. Sorry, it's kind of hot. But yeah, seek like-minded individuals. Look for other people who are pushing. Look for other people who have your back. Look for the other people who be honest with you, but still push you. Because you don't need to be around people who are chilling, people who don't have a plan. You need to be around go-getters who are going somewhere. Even if they're at your levels and they want to get to the next level, get around them, and also try to seek for people who are ahead of you that you can learn from. So take these steps and definitely share it with somebody. Spread the word, because one of the best ways to learn knowledge is to teach it. So teach somebody these rules, help somebody with these rules, share these videos, because somebody can learn from it. And the reason, like I said, one thing I want to repeat is one of the main reasons that I do this, or that I do these videos, is because I believe there's a lot of people walking around that society has given up on them. People call them losers. But if they just had the right knowledge, the right support, they could just take off and become king of the world, kings and queens. So that is my goal. If I could just help one person get out of that funk, one person just take a positive step, that's all that matters, because I want to see everybody win. So kings and queens, I hope you enjoyed this video. And you know what to do. You gotta go ahead and like this. Go ahead and like the video. I'm still getting used to this YouTube thing, so go ahead and like the video. Go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and share. And definitely, if you have any knowledge you want to share, if you have any questions, any things you want to hear when it comes to doing better, things that I can help out with. Because don't forget, I'm not a motivational speaker, but I'm just a person on my path that's learning to get over fear, and I just want to help others as well. So if you have anything you want to share, go ahead and do so. Until next time, kings and queens, I'll see you next time.